Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, races, ethnicities, and in some particular situations, species alike, welcome back to the channel. My name is Neo, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this random black guy rant and rave about the recent Nintendo Direct. And by the recent Nintendo Direct, I mean, yeah, the one that was like 2 weeks ago. But you know me, I'm always a timely individual. That's why y'all are still subscribed, right? For these hot off the presses updates on things, right? Actually, I really am curious. Why are you guys subscribed to me? And for those who've been subscribed for a while, why are you still subscribed? Just I want to know a general idea. That being said, there was a Nintendo Direct that went down, and there was a lot of stuff that was shown off. I'm not going to sit here and run down the entire list because y'all pretty much know what happened then and there. But I do want to highlight one particular announcement, one of the best announcements from the show, and that is the return of the original Xenoblade Chronicles. In 2020, Xenoblade Chronicles is back as Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. And that right there, had I not been in an Airbnb in Paris, I literally would have gone insane. Because, you got to be respectful being the foreigner, those stupid Americans and all that. But yeah, excited it would definitely be an understatement. Because the amount of love that I have for the original Xenoblade Chronicles is just out of this world. And I'm sure all of y'all are really feeling it. So we're going to take some time. We're going to go back to the year 2011 when Xenoblade Chronicles was fresh off the shelves in Japan. That made no sense whatsoever, but we're going to run with it because many things in this video don't make sense. Some people have no respect for the fact that we're recording a video. Nuggets. I swear to God, the older dogs get, the more disrespectful they become. I guarantee you, like 2 seconds later, he's going to start licking himself again. Anyways, it was 2011. And if you were a Wii owner, you know that it was a tough time for the Wii owners, man. We just came off of a meteoric year. That was 2010. But things weren't looking so hot in 2011 and 2012. We knew there was a new Nintendo system coming, and we were all excited for it. But it wasn't good as far as games to play in 2011. There were major droughts. There were only a handful of games coming out. Most third parties had abandoned the system outside of the usual Just Dance or random shovelware title here and there. So if you were a Wii owner, you were starved for games. And then we saw it. Tons of Japanese RPGs releasing on the Wii in Japan. And none of them got localizations for the US. Got localizations for Europe. So we were wondering what is going on. Then there was a movement. There was a group of gamers out there who said, you know what? We're going to put our foot down. There are all these great games that could release on the Wii. There's an audience of gamers who are going to eat these games up. They deserve the opportunity to be released outside Japan. And the Operation Rainfall movement was born. The movement where gamers banded together to request localizations for Pandora's Tower, The Last Story, and the most important, and I think out of all the games that people petition for, the game that literally, it's so funny because it's become one of the pillars of the Nintendo legacy, Xenoblade Chronicles. All the OGs in the room, day one, from GameStop. Operation Rainfall was honestly, I go so far as to say, the first movement that I was really a part of, where it didn't matter what type of games you like to play. All we knew that we were gamers. And when there was a game out there that we wanted, we decided to band together, put aside our differences, and say, hey, we want these games. They look great. We'll support them. And it took some time, Nintendo finally caved and they decided to localize Xenoblade Chronicles. I still have my videos uploaded, from when I joined the Operation Rainfall movement to when Reggie announced that they're bringing over Xenoblade Chronicles. And of course, there were some caveats to it. It was a GameStop exclusive, which, for a lot of people don't like supporting GameStop. Ooh. But it was great because we got this game and it was amazing. It was one of the best RPGs of the generation. And just ever since then, it's just been nonstop Xenoblade love. We've gotten a sequel to this with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch. We've gotten Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. We've gotten representation in Smash Brothers. And Monolith has just grown to this insane developer to the point where they've got so much clout that they're helping on the Legend of Zelda series, in addition to doing their own stuff. But I say all this, why did I go back down memory lane? I say all this because if you are a fan of Xenoblade, this definitive edition is just everything you could have ever wanted for a re-release of the game. Now, they did release Xenoblade Chronicles before in the past. It came out on the Nintendo 3DS, which was cool for what it was, but you're going from a system to a weaker system, and you're tying it behind a newer variant of said weaker system. It's just kind of like, okay. But now you have the Switch, which is the best of both worlds. You got the portability aspect, and it's way more powerful than the 3DS or the Wii. So Xenoblade is finally going to be getting the treatment that it deserves. And boy, does it look beautiful. Just the new character models and everything. I see a lot of people complaining, saying it looks more like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I don't think that at all. I just think that what their vision was in 2010 and what they were trying to capture, on the Wii hardware. Like, the Wii hardware is literally just the GameCube on steroids when you think about it. What they did with that going to the Switch, I just think is a natural evolution of it. It's not as anime as Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but if you look back at what they were trying to go for with the Xenoblade art style, it's not too far off. Sure, there's different interpretations of it, a la Xenoblade Chronicles 2 versus this new art style they have for the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, but it still looks really good. And this remaster, I can't even really, can you call it a remaster when they're going back in there and they're adding in cut content for the game? To me, that honestly sounds like a remake. And I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I know a lot of people are just like, oh my God, they're re-releasing a Wii game for $60. It's not just a simple this is not a Donkey Kong Tropical Damage Control. This isn't that at all. This isn't a Bayonetta 1+2. This is a full remake, giving you stuff that was never before seen. Now, it remains to be seen whether or not this content is actually going to be worth it. It remains to be seen if they are going to be adding some more quality of life improvements. Because while Xenoblade Chronicles, in my opinion, was a fantastic game, the battle system, by comparison to some other RPGs and heck, even the other Xenoblade games, it could have used some work. So if they go back in there and they add in a couple of tweaks, or hey, maybe if they give you the option to play with different styles, I think that would be pretty cool. And I just think that going forward, we as fans, if this announcement trailer and just everything that was involved with the history of Operation Rainfall, one thing we should take away from this is to always be vocal. Be vocal to your companies. Just because you like a product and you like the people and the culture surrounding said product doesn't mean you have to blindly accept whatever they throw out at you. And I'm, of course, talking about things like Nintendo Online. Because, guys, had it not been for us banding together and saying, hey, we want these games localized, Nintendo would have never brought them over. Xenoblade Chronicles came out in Japan in 2010. We got it over here in 2012, and that was after a year and a half of campaigning. And the fact that Xenoblade Chronicles is now in Smash Bros., do you think that honestly would have happened had we not said something? Nintendo did not want to localize the game at all. Why would they come out there and say, hey, we heard your voices, we're bringing the game over. Sure, we're going to make it GameStop exclusive, but hey, we did this. We did this. This is what it's all about. If you want these games, you gotta band together. Put aside your differences. Oh, I don't like this game. I don't like that, blah, blah, blah. Be vocal. Do what you gotta do. It's worked for Yakuza. It's worked for Valkyria Chronicles. And it certainly worked for Xenoblade. Now think of all the other franchises out there that exist in Japan. Franchises that in some situations deserve a revival. I'm telling you, we hold so much power. But it doesn't stop there. Just because we're vocal about something and it finally comes over, provided it's a good release, you have to be there to support it. You can't talk all this talk and yada, yada, yada and not put your money where your mouth is. All of these decisions speak volumes. and they send ripples and waves to these companies. Never forget that. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's all about. This is the Monado's power. And speaking of the Monado, can we talk about how this is the best use for a game disc ever? Damn, that is freaking dope. That's what I'm kind of going to miss with the Switch version. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles, I can't freaking wait. And it's coming out on the 10-year anniversary, if y'all can believe that. I love it, man. I'm so excited. So, I pose a question to everybody out there, whether you are a new fan of Xenoblade or old. What do you think about this definitive edition announcement? Are you excited about it? Do you still want them to port X? Honestly, you know, X, from what I've seen in the very, very few hours I've played, it wasn't my cup of tea by comparison. But I'm willing to give that game a second shot if they release it on the Switch. Like I am every game that's coming out from the Wii U era on the Switch. So what it's all about, baby. Let's keep gaming alive. Anyways, from me to you for now, my name is NGS signing out. Like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace.